You are about to discover the key to a code used by some of the most successful people in history. What happens when you're faced with a critical decision, but you don't have enough information? It could be a major problem, or it could be urgent, like reacting in an emergency. Your finances, job, family, maybe even your life could be at stake. What are you going to do? You don't have enough information. Choices, even no decision is a decision. Should you buy, sell, stay, leave, trust, don't trust? A code is available that you can use to unlock the doorways to greater creativity and release the dynamic insight that will allow you to read people whether you know them or not. It can raise your level of consciousness and create more rewarding relationships, and with this code you could become bolder and more decisive, radiating an aura of confidence and authority. Accessing this code will give you the edge, increasing your odds of saying just the right thing or making the best life-changing decision at the right time. By the end of this presentation, you will be able to activate this code within minutes, and it won't cost you a dime. Whether you're negotiating a multi-million-dollar deal or a raise at work, knowing this code can guide you to get what you want in ways you would not have imagined. Using this code is quite natural. I want you to feel and experience it for yourself in these next few minutes we'll have together. I can't guarantee how long this information will be available, so please turn off your phone, email, and eliminate any other distractions that will keep you from this vital information. Most are average, decent people who make life run smoother for everyone, and that's fine, but sometimes people want to have more from life. They know they can accomplish more, have greater abundance and creativity, and be happier. Anyone can rise above their circumstances. The moment they decide to take action, no matter what else happens, they become instantly above average. Quotes from great people throughout history reveal a common trait: intuition. Albert Einstein said the only real, valuable thing is intuition. If you can reason, you can access your intuition, and we're going to show you how shortly. Sir Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Airlines and a billionaire, said, "I rely far more on gut instinct than researching huge amounts of statistics." Dr. Joe Vitale, star of The Secret and best-selling author of The Attractor Factor and many other bestsellers, said to me, "Tom, you finally cracked the intuition code." Hi, I'm Tom Justin, and thank you so much for joining us. You'll discover how some of the greatest thinkers, writers, inventors, and business people have used intuition to enrich their lives and ours as well. Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, said, "Through the aid of the sixth sense, you will be warned of impending dangers in time to avoid them and notified of opportunities in time to embrace them." Millions of people from around the world give this book credit for their success in life, and the foundation of this book is that intuition is a necessity, literally the most powerful success tool of all. Well, here's a warning for you. The technique that you're about to learn may seem so simple you might doubt its immense power and the potential to improve your life and the lives of those you love. A former client of mine, Lester Levinson, a physicist and creator of the Sedona method, said in his book, Keys to the Ultimate Freedom, if we don't like what's happening to us in the world, all we have to do is change our consciousness, and the world out there changes for us. No matter where you are today, you can change your circumstances for the better. When you shift your consciousness enough to activate your intuition, your awareness about life, success, and happiness shifts with it. In a few moments, you will hear a story that may be difficult to believe, but it actually happened. You have far greater wisdom than you think. You're about to experience your inner wisdom at new levels. Over 30 years ago, in what was the most extraordinary event of my life, I met a woman in the middle of the desert in a hollowed-out room under this giant rock. I'll call her Elaine. She was dressed in silk, drove a late-model Mercedes, and claimed to train wizards. I thought she was nuts. I mean, here's a woman under a rock in the middle of the desert in a silk dress, no less. Elaine said anyone can be a wizard. It's all about tapping into your inner wisdom. Though skeptical, I sensed there was something to this. We actually went to a coffee shop where we talked for over 5 hours. This was to be the beginning of an amazing path. Elaine showed me we can consciously activate our minds to help us in extraordinary ways. Well, this was nothing new, But what was new to me then was this extraordinary way of finding and processing information, this method of finding mysterious guidance. We all have intuition. It's the center mass of our ability to go beyond the borders of our usual perception. Intuition is the core of creativity, personal growth, and development. What you will discover with your intuition is what we call hunches or gut instinct is really a pipeline to greater consciousness. Life experiences, imprinting by parents, teachers, relationships, education, in fact, all that we are subconsciously exposed to have brought us to this point in our lives. Our beliefs and preferences have come together to create mindset. Mindset is the result of the strongest human conditioning, which results in imprinting reality in our minds. Conscious awareness. This is what you're doing now, finding new ways to enhance your life and override imprints that do not serve you. The average person is not a master of their mindset. Mindset can be unlocked, expanded, or changed through the conscious use of your intuition. Over the next several weeks, I met Elaine in Los Angeles with other like-minded people. The discussions with a NASA scientist, a plumber, university professors, doctors, homemakers, and entrepreneurs were amazing and mind-expanding. The meeting at the Rock was life-changing for me. Within 60 days of our first meeting, Elaine vanished. While I never found out more about her, the story didn't end there. Shortly after that, I became a special reporter for KTTV Channel 11 News in Los Angeles on Powers of the Mind. Next, I found myself teaching a class at UCLA's Experimental College on mind power and intuition, and it was then that I cracked the intuition code that became the Wizard's Edge. This tool was so simple, which was why I had difficulty accepting its true power at the time. At first, I thought it was all just intuition. Simple intuition is a fleeting thought, like a hunch. That kind of intuition is observational. I wonder. But this was more like an intuitive tickle. Activating intuition was amazing, but that was only the tickle. From creative problem solving to working with consulting and coaching clients, intuition often saved the day for me. One day in my seminar, I was telling a story about how intuition saved my life. As I shared the story with the most dramatic event of my life with my audience, it hit me. This was more than simple intuition. I stopped dead in my tracks and paused so long the audience began to fidget and whisper. Playing like a speeding video through my mind were the numerous times intuition had saved my life or helped me in amazing ways. Those moments were so unique, very unlike the usual intuitive tickle. Intuition wasn't just useful, the secret is that it has layers. Peel back those layers to experience the next one and beyond, and that's when a major intuitive transformation begins. From the beginning of my discovery at UCLA, I knew this could be life-changing for me and anyone else I could teach to use and identify it. Suddenly, I realized the impact this story was having on my audience. Many were in tears, and so was I. I'd like to share that story with you now. I used to fly from LA to San Diego so often that I kept a car in both cities. I usually flew out on Monday mornings on the same flight, Flight 182. One Sunday morning, with plans to leave the next day, I had a full schedule of friends I hadn't seen in a long time. From the moment I awoke on Sunday morning, I had an unsettling feeling that I should drive to San Diego that day instead of waiting for my flight on Monday. I tried to shake the feeling, but I just knew I had to drive down on Sunday. I felt no fear, just an overwhelming compulsion to drive instead. Without thinking, I picked up the phone and called friends in Newport Beach and told them I'd be driving to San Diego later and would they like to meet for brunch. While on the phone, I felt out of control because every fiber of my being was saying, "This is crazy." Finally, I gave in, and feeling like a fool, I canceled everything on Sunday in LA and I drove to San Diego. 48 hours later, this was the front page of every newspaper in America. My flight was in a mid-air collision. No survivors. I knew a lot of the crew and other regulars on the flight. As I watched the news reports that night, only a few miles from the crash site, I broke down in tears. While sharing this story, I realized more than ever the importance of intuition as a conscious tool. I knew I had to do more to bring it to the public's attention. The real key was what I later called the intuitive click. To use intuition effectively, we have to bring our attention to that intuitive tickle. I promised you the simple technique that you can use to activate your intuitive abilities, and here it is. This is the code, the basic technique to use the dynamic power of your intuition. Recall a time when you had a hunch, a gut feeling about something unusual that later actually happened. Perhaps you thought about someone you hadn't seen or heard from in a long time, and then surprisingly, they showed up or you ran into them. Anytime you've had a unique thought that came about, you had a particular sense or feeling. It was not only mental, but accompanied by a physical sensation as well. That's where the term gut instinct or gut feeling comes from. It's not at all unusual. It might be a tingle on some part of your body or even a physical reaction. One client of mine reported that her toes involuntarily curled when she had an accurate hunch or tickle. If you can't recall that feeling, I'll show you another way to activate your intuitive sense. Your consciousness about your intuition activates your subconscious. Suddenly it begins bringing you the messages and feelings that have always been coming through, you just didn't understand them until now. When you believe in your intuition, it will begin to manifest. The first layer of intuition is that hunch or tickle in our consciousness. It wasn't consciously activated, it's just something that passes through. Most people don't know what to do with this, so they ignore it. Now that you know the basic technique, the next step is to activate your second layer of intuition and beyond. As you become more conscious and aware of your levels of intuition, you'll naturally become more confident of your feelings about people, events, and decisions. You will have a heightened awareness about yourself. This is almost like an aura or energy field that you manifest that wasn't there before. You may notice a difference in any negotiation, whether for business or even with your spouse. You may find that you're reading people so clearly you almost feel guilty for having the edge. Donald Trump said, "I've built a multi-billion-dollar empire using my intuition." When I stumbled onto breaking the code of intuition awareness at UCLA, I thought, that was it. A powerful technique that anyone could use right away, which it is. After time with my private clients and in my classes, I realized that most people need more help and guidance to reveal their many layers of intuition. Those layers open up a unique form of self-guidance that is absolutely life-changing. The challenge is to be able to better recognize the difference between the click and the feather and to use it more effectively. I realize that the winners in life are always looking for an edge. Since I know we all have untapped wisdom within us, I titled the course, The Wizard's Edge. Dr. Alexis Carrel, Nobel Prize winner in medicine, said intuition comes very close to clairvoyance. It appears to be the extrasensory perception of reality. There are dozens of positive quotes on intuition from just Albert Einstein. Thought leaders of every generation give intuition credit either in part or in whole for their success. I want you to be able to take advantage of this program and all the benefits that come with it at an affordable price. Here's just some of what you'll be getting in this program. Instant creative problem-solving techniques, a heightened awareness to extraordinary levels, the ability to read other people quickly, even total strangers, influence others easier than ever before, a commanding presence in any circumstance, split-second decisiveness when time is of the essence, enhancement of your life force energy, higher levels of self-confidence, control of your mindset, expanded creativity, an intuitive influence on others. Choose when to be positively noticed and be invisible when you want to be. A knowledge of things without knowing how or why. Increase your odds in life. Have an edge. All of this plus current and future bonuses and much, much more. We have bonuses for you such as people like my friends Dr. Joe Vitale, co-star of The Secret, Dr. Steve G. Jones, one of the most acclaimed hypnotists in the world, and others are giving gifts and will be sharing this course with their list too. You can save $100 right now while it lasts. The Wizard's Edge has been listed for as much as $197, but right now it's on sale for only $97. That's 6 full sessions, audio and written materials for each session, plus current and future bonuses and special webcasts. We also have a 60-day unconditional satisfaction guarantee because I want you to know this program, be able to use it, and prove it for yourself. Order now before the price goes back to $197. Click the order button below and have it on your desk upon approval. You can begin the first session immediately. That's 6 full sessions, audio and written materials for each session, plus current and future bonuses along with special webcasts. I'm Tom Justin. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to getting to know you better.